Hey, what's up everybody? We're here for a quick 20-minute recipe. This is probably from start to finish, prep until finish, 30 minutes total. Probably the easiest weeknight recipe that is healthy, but also delicious if you do it right. And if by do it right, I mean season your vegetables well. So we'll talk about what's included in this recipe. It's Whole30 compliant, it's dairy free. You can make this vegan by subbing tofu for chicken. And it's just a really hearty, quick, easy, healthy weeknight option. I'm a huge fan of one pan or one pot meals that you can just toss everything in one section. It's less cleanup. You can sort of forget about it. So I've prepped most of my veggies ahead of time. But the other great thing about this recipe is it's very versatile in that you can kind of choose where you want to swap certain vegetables for others. So for example, I'm using double the amount of broccoli that the recipe calls for, and I'm leaving out the red peppers. So you could literally swap other things to mix and match. The only thing to keep in mind is if you're using sweet potatoes, which this recipe does call for, you'll want to cube and bake your sweet potato as part of the recipe for about 10 minutes ahead of time. So I've already taken that step. I've chopped up my one sweet potato, tossed it in olive oil, salt and pepper, roasted it for about 10 minutes. So now I'm moving on to the other elements of the recipe. It's going to go back in the oven at 400 for another 20 minutes. I'll check it around the 15-minute mark. So I've got my zucchini cut up, and what I'll do is I've already got my olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, Italian seasonings in the bowl. I'm just gonna give it one extra mix. And you can honestly toss in, if you've got a big enough bowl, you can toss in all of the veggies and coat them evenly. If you've got enough room. So I'm not gonna have enough room, but I will kind of just toss in my red onion last and give it a light toss because I sliced my red onion very thin, as I do. And I've just got some extra olive oil, salt and pepper in case I feel I need it. So this looks good, and don't worry about creating symmetry on your pan unless you want to. If you want to separate all of your veggies to have a perfect little rainbow pan, that's certainly your prerogative, but you don't have to. In fact, if you've got a big enough bowl, you can even toss in your chicken with your vegetables. I'm gonna opt not to do that. I'm just kind of old school. I know this is all roasting on the same pan, but I still want to separate raw chicken and my veg. That's just kind of how I like to do it. So looking like I may actually need another pan. We'll see. See if I can crowd everything in on one huge sheet pan. So I've got a generous amount of my marinade still in the bottom of my bowl here, which is great. Actually, it's kind of looking a little runny. I'm gonna add some more olive oil, just a little bit, because I'm gonna have enough for my red pepper and my chicken. Never have too much salt and pepper when you're dealing with veggies. If you're bored having, chicken and veggies, which if you don't have any variety, of course that'll get boring, but I encourage you to season your veggies very generously with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and roast them. I'm not a raw vegetable person myself. I like, even if I'm snacking on veggies and hummus, I like my broccoli roasted. I'll do cauliflower raw, but when I'm talking veggies, for the most part, I gotta roast them. And it's because of taste. to be honest with you. So if you're not roasting your veggies and telling yourself the lie that veggies suck, they don't taste good, roast them. Roast them all day every day. Okay. Looking like I will have a little rainbow sheet unintentionally. But if you're not about that crowd life, then grab yourself a second pan. You'll be just fine. And you can also leave out the red onion or the onion in general. I love to mix in onion with my veggies as well as garlic. This is looking so yummy. Nobody wants a boring weeknight recipe. We want to look forward to meal planning. We want to look forward to the meals and snacks that we plan every single week. This is really a process I encourage you to embrace, not dread. Get your whiteboard, get your family involved, get a Google Doc or a spreadsheet, and get these meals planned out ahead of time, at least on paper, even if you're not doing all of the food shopping and actual meal prep involved. You've at least got it down on paper, which takes the stress out of what's for dinner tonight, what's for dinner tomorrow night. It just takes the stress away. So over and above, you know, a weight loss goal or a health goal, just from a time management perspective, that's one of the best things you can do for yourself and your family. Take control, be the one to plan every single meal. Maybe not every single meal, but if you've got a system where you're planning the meals the majority of the time, maybe the kids get to pick a dinner one night out of the week, maybe the hubby or a spouse gets to pick another meal of the week. This way, you're in control. You've got a perfect macro-friendly meal here. We've got our complex carbs, we've got a ton of micros, we've got our lean protein, we've got our fat and our cooking oil, and it's seasoned beautifully. So this is gonna go back in the oven for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna check it around the 15-minute mark, and I'll show you a finished product. So that's our Whole30 sheet pan chicken and veggies meal done from start to finish in 30 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. Send me your pics and tag me if you make this at home. I would love to see. And that's what I got for you. Enjoy.